I was able to attain a 3-car garage home for $550,000. You're buying that 3-car garage home for maybe $2.5 million. I really worry about the next generation. The prices have to come down. I think if there's...
No, but if they come down, then what happens to that person who did buy? We don't have a crystal ball in real estate. All we can do is guide our clients as best as we possibly can and just do a great job for them every step of the way. There's no secret sauce here. Be who you are, be a good person, and treat your client the way that you would want to be treated. And when you're building a team and you have people that just want to stay where you are and don't have that vision of greatness, then you're not going to be great.
That's the problem.
Welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. We have two team leads that run a powerhouse team. Their whole vibe pulsates knowledge and power. Sonya Torres and Dolores Trentadue in the building from the Trentadue Torres group. Thank you for coming.
If you have the right people, if you have the right partner and you're able to evolve, at the end of the day, it's not our story, but it really is the client's. So having a team that treats those clients the same way that we would, that is our success.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Campoli. And today, we have another awesome episode because we only do awesome here. We have two team leads that run a powerhouse team of predominantly female agents. Their whole vibe pulsates knowledge and power. And they're going to bless us with all their knowledge today and drop a ton of golden nuggets for all you guys. We have Sonya Torres and Dolores Trentadue in the building from the Trentadue Torres group. Thank you for coming.
That's an amazing pronunciation. Congratulations.
Actually, I think that's the first person that pronounced it properly.
Yeah, Trentadue Torres.
Well, you know what? Helps that I'm Italian. It also helps that I had a grade 7 teacher named, full name, Miss Trentadue.
Oh, well, then you had a year of practice when you were young.
And I'm 32 years old.
Exactly.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
great.
50
Well,
years
Dolores, you're always 32.
Well, I was 32 as of 2000.
Okay.
So before that, I was...
You're dating yourself, dear.
Oh, I'll just be quiet.
That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
This is a really nice place you have here to call home. It's great.
You know what? Yeah, we're definitely blessed and lucky. And you guys came quite the distance today.
Yeah, it wasn't that far.
Well, it was more the traffic.
Yeah, we took an Uber and we were like, oh, well, I was a backseat driver. I'm like, sir, you're going the wrong way. It's like, I think I know where I'm going. But yeah, no, we grew up in Scarborough, so it's not too far.
Okay.
Like Toronto. Listen, it was Toronto.
Well, DVP and the 401, that's where we grew up, right, in that area. But yeah.
Your parents are still there. So we come down to the city
Okay,
once
so
in a
you
while.
got familiarity. That's good.
Yes, yeah.
But let's give the audience a little, for those that don't know you, who are you guys?
Well, I'm going to let Dolores start
No,
that.
you're going to start that one.
Well, do you want to? No, you introduce yourself.
Okay,
and then I'll kind of scoop in there.
Okay, so I'm Dolores. I'm the Trentadue in the Torres, and I've been doing this, my gosh. So I got my license in 98, but I've been working real estate from when I was 15 years old, so I was very young. I partnered with Sonya. My God, what year was that?
So 2013, I want to
Yeah,
say.
2013.
So maybe officially 2014.
I was in Florida, and the story again is I had my laptop on my lap. She had called me and said, "I just got my license. So where am I going now?" And
Well,
so
do you want to backtrack a little bit because
it was,
we knew each other from when?
Oh, from high school. There we go. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I was in grade 9. She was in grade 10, and she was the coolest girl in high school.
And now she's the coolest girl in high school.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, that's where we met, and a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, she was the older woman.
Well, I was selling your family properties and people, and
yeah, we reconnected. Actually, it was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just had my first daughter. So she just turned like it was literally 15 years ago, June.
Yeah.
And yeah, we reconnected, and she had no idea who I was. I was like, "Hey, Dolores."
No, I saw what I was doing. I think it was a showing, like a buyer showing
for my brother-in-law. I
brother-in-law,
showed up.
So you were in the business for how long before you got in?
Oh,
since 1998.
So 98, so quite a bit.
And then you got in?
So in 2013.
Okay.
And then joined her in 2014.
Nice.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for quite a while. I was at the Yonge and York Mills location.
Were you looking for a partner?
You know what? No.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you, I was not. I was looking for someone to do my paperwork.
Okay.
I'm so good at paperwork.
And then, so when she called me, my husband, I was at my place in Florida, and I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I need a break here. I need 5 minutes to just enjoy my family. And I said,
her kids were small, and
kids
they
were
were
small, and I was
yelling
busy.
at her.
Considering like I was a single agent, it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So we had each other on Facebook. So I was creeping her a little bit during that 2013, and just just in general, just keeping up. And that was before Instagram and TikTok, Facebook was really popular. And I was seeing her bringing her kids, to showings and things like that.
Well, they
and
were sitting in the
they were
car
small,
waiting,
yeah.
but yes, for sure. I mean, as a single parent, I would no.
Single
As
agent.
a single agent, it's hard to balance that. So when she
sure.
called me, I was like, you know what? Just
Like,
wait.
don't sign
do it. Don't
anything.
sign anything. Like,
Gonna
let me
sign
see.
with another brokerage.
So
and,
see, she ended up coming with us, but I was trying to get her to do paperwork, but it was the most terrible experience of my life. Like, I
It
love
still
you.
is.
You
I'm
are
not a
not
lo-
paperwork person. You are
not.
definitely.
I'm not a paperwork person.
Oh my God! Like, I can't read her writing.
But that's what I want to get into is the whole, because I now have a business, but I was once on my own, and it was terrible, especially with the paperwork stuff and just like
Yeah.
trying to stay
It's
stay
hard to-
organized and all that.
to be everything.
Yeah.
right?
So for those out there, this is for them that are maybe looking to like actually build a business.
Yeah, well, for
And-
me, that was a game changer. So once Sonya, but I realized she was really good at not only the negotiating, the talking, but the marketing part of it, which I lacked. It's hard to do it all. So once that came together,
No, Dolores had the experience. She gave me her experience and gave me that confidence to have those conversations. And I'd be going out with buyers and okay, it's time to drop the offer. And she's like, don't worry, I got this. And it gave me that credibility. And there was people, and especially when I was new in the industry, that they were like, okay, well, we want to hire you, we like you, but like, are you going to be able to do this? I'm like, I got her. Of course I am.
but I actually have to say that the biggest thing is trust. And always, and possibly fighting about money. That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
So that never happened with us.
You know what we
So-
fight about? What we're going to have for lunch.
Well, not anymore.
Honestly, that could be that could be detrimental though.
It is.
Right? Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it going to be chicken?
No, because
or like
I-
That
I have
could
to
really
say
ruin
it.
a business.
I tried to become partners with another person, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
When I'm paying the bill and the bill's not, not being split both ways, that turns into like, okay, you know what? I'm doing it all and I'm paying it all. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, never, not once. I can honestly say, in all the years we've been together, not once did we ever fight about money or splits, or if anything, we're like, you know what? You did more.
It's healthy.
No, we don't. Honestly, the money will come.
Yeah.
Once we started doing everything, because I'm going to be honest, when we first joined, we were not at a 50-50. And, she had her clients, and some of her clients she had for, already a couple decades.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't, fair. But then all of a sudden I came in and I had that initiative to be like, well, I'm going to treat them as if they are my clients.
Yeah.
So once Dolores was able to see all of that, she had no ego, like zero ego.
Well,
She's
thank
like,
you.
your face is going to be on that sign. We're not going to call it the Dolores Trentadue team. She could have easily have done that. And I would have followed suit. And she's like, no, you have something. And she
No.
understood the bigger picture.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. You have to look at the bigger picture. Like
Big time.
Stop looking at, what am I getting here? And that's, I think, the big
Or
problem.
that's my client, and I did this,
I
and
don't
I met
care.
them here.
Doesn't
no,
bother me.
once we really just everything.
If you can give the same level of service that I'm giving, and we together can bring this powerhouse team together, it's
And we,
sky's
and we
the
don't
limit.
and we don't have to be, it is 50-50. Yeah, I do this. And no, there's certain things I'm really good at, and there's certain things Dolores is
Yep.
really good at.
Yep.
I'm not going to pretend to know certain things. We're building another office. I said to her,
Nice.
I don't care about the measurement of this. You
I'll
and
take
my
care of the
husband
construction
Gab-
side. You worry about
Exactly.
the marketing
Yeah.
side.
Well, that's what creates a
Right?
good partnership. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now, so fast forward, like where obviously you guys have created a beautiful business. So where are you guys at now?
So we just opened up our second location out in Ballantrae. So that's just north of Stouffville. So we've been in the midst of doing all of that.
Yep.
We have 16 realtors.
Wow.
10 of them are, again, they've been with us for many, many years. We consider them our lead agents. And then we brought on some newer agents. And again, they're training, they're getting to know the way of the business. And a lot of them are just brand new into the industry.
And with 16 agents, we are number what on the Toronto Real Estate Board?
Number 12.
Wow.
That's
Number
pretty
1
good.
in York Region, number 1 in Stouffville since 2017. But the York Region stat is that's really important to us because there are big teams out there, like
Oh.
100 agents.
Well, that's the
right?
thing, you can
over
have it-
that.
I'm York.
Yeah. See, there you go.
See, so
I don't even know how to check the stats actually.
neither do I. I have someone who
Okay.
does that.
Cool.
Again, so but yeah, it's just we are who we are.
Yeah.
And we don't try to pretend to be someone else. And the last decade we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of, new technology. We've seen a lot of
A lot of changes in the industry.
a lot
some
of
good, some bad, right?
television shows that have like this false, reality of what real estate is. And we just really try to keep the team organic.
Yeah.
We have, just as many as administrative team members as we do realtors.
Which I find, sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
no,
like
no.
all the uber successful team leaders, businesses, and companies that I've had on here have that actually. Just
And-
as much
and-
staff
and we-
as agents
And,
almost.
and we should say that it's all
Yeah.
built in-house. So we have,
Yeah.
Sonia's husband is our in-house contractor. We have an in-house staging company. We have an in-house marketing. Everything is
Yep.
in-house. We
In-house
realize we
Does
videographer.
he deal with concrete a lot?
He can.
Concrete.
That was a Portuguese joke, sorry.
No, he's
I
actually
had to.
Spanish.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Torres is
Oh,
a Spanish
true,
name.
true.
Yeah, yeah. Although it
Okay.
does mean towers in Portuguese. But
There you go.
Neither here nor there.
But-
yeah, we consider ourselves to be family run. Dolores' son is working with us now. Our kids are
My
involved.
husband got his license now, so
That's
it's
right.
almost
Nice.
it's
Yeah.
we're still young.
That's fun.
company, right? But
So break down what a proper team structure should look like. So I mean, some people, I've failed trying to do it without really knowing what to do. Now I'm doing it properly, and that's what a difference.
yeah,
So for those out there that maybe have no idea like how to properly start a team,
So can I say and I think Dolores touched on this. The number one thing is having the right people. And listen, we haven't always gotten it right. Okay, there's been a few people that have joined. We're like, okay, this is not working out, and that's okay. There's no mistakes when it comes to trying to build a team. And 'cause
everybody's growing at that point, right?
It's an experience, but if you have the right people, if you have the right partner, and you're able to evolve, it really, at the end of the day, it's not our story. And I know it's going to sound cliche, but it really is the clients. So if they have the same goal, and if they're going to treat me, and Dolores can't be there every single time. So having a team that treats those clients the same way that we would, that is our success.
Actually, I would say for me, starting a team has to, in your mind, you have to actually take a step back before you can take a step forward.
agreed.
And what I mean by that is you're not getting 100% commission. You're not getting 50%. Especially someone. Well, but it's true. But
Yeah.
but someone like a leader is going to take say 50, 60%, but you're paying all the bills from that amount. So you have to be able to put in your mind, okay, I'm not going to be making 50 sales anymore a year. I'm going to be making 120 sales a year, but I'm doing volume.
Right.
So that's where that whole again
Mindset.
It all goes back to money and ego.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But then it gets better, and you can never have it. We say in the office, it's never black and white. It's kind of gray.
It's all gray.
Yeah, because say that agent has been, or one of your realtors been working really hard on a deal, and they're working night and day. I mean,
Years sometimes,
you
right?
can't have that black and white. Oh no, the split is this. Sit down, talk about it. You know what? You've been working really hard. Let's sit down and talk about maybe a little bit more for you.
Yeah.
We talk
Right?
about the
That's-
C's in
that's
our
culture.
office.
Culture, yeah,
Okay.
See,
sure.
see?
Yeah.
Culture,
Very
consistency,
important.
collaboration, commitment, community, right? So again, we're bringing all of that
I
together.
don't want someone to stay with me for a year or 2 years. I want them to grow their company in my company.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I built. That's what my vision is.
Yeah.
So right now we have a lot of micro teams.
Micro team, right.
So you have where, the same thing too, where we don't want to necessarily work alone. They don't want to work alone. So you have Vanessa and Lindsay, they're doing all,
like 5 realtors on a listing.
yeah,
Everybody's getting paid.
Yeah.
yeah. And again,
But the client, when the client sees that, the client's like, holy cow, like everybody's
Getting a
structured.
whole
Everybody
company.
knows they're getting
Yeah.
a whole company.
and they're
For
still
sure.
getting myself and Dolores.
Always,
which
always.
A lot of the times they don't have that accessibility to team leaders.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I think
We're
is
on every
also
group chat.
very different.
and I have
with
to be
us.
involved.
For sure.
And it's, again, you want to look for people that would replace you, but not pull away from the culture of the team. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So
So what is let's break down your staff. All the key roles.
go ahead. You're great at
Oh
that.
boy. Okay, so we have our office manager, which is Tina. So Tina has evolved into this role. So she predominantly took care of client services and events, and now she's really just taken our team to another level. And she was one of our clients.
Okay.
So this was a great story too, and I knew her from like 20 years ago.
But she also worked an executive job prior to
Yes,
prior to that.
yeah.
So.
So it was. So she's our office manager. She takes care of all of that. We have client services coordinator, and because we do so many events, we have them. They have a crucial role in our events. I think one of the girls counted. I think we have 12 just for the summer season.
And big events. So
Nice.
nothing small.
Big events. Our
12 in the summer alone?
Just in the summer. We
Wow.
have Patio series and then Canada Day that are 2 days apart. We have Steer Friends
Well,
this
Steel
weekend.
Friends this Saturday.
So
it's a charity for like car charity.
Fun.
Do you
Fundraisers.
find yourself, are you always linking something like that to the events?
We're, this is, okay, like last night I was at a networking event for the chamber, Stouffville Chamber. So I sit on the board of directors. I've been there for, oh my God, I think it's my 7th year serving. So our events can look very different. So that's a part of an event with the business community. Like Dolores said, we have a fundraiser on Saturday for Steer Friends, a local
but you don't-
nonprofit charity.
Right, but you have a lot of big businesses coming, part of that, like Canadian Tire,
Yes.
these big dealerships are joining us. So it's
So there's some of them are small,
And
some of them are big,
giant, right.
and, you're going to have 100,000 people through,
Right.
Strawberry Festival. And then we're not coordinating that. We're just showing up. We're just a vendor. We're community. I live there. I can walk to, our local memorial park, which is where all the events are.
Yeah.
So again, for us, it's really important. But going back to our team and our staff, so then we have our in-house staging. Like Dolores mentioned, our in-house contracting, which my husband runs.
and the staging has another crew of 4 to 5 people, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so we can handle, staging and de-staging and all these other things in between.
Packing, everything is done with them.
Nice.
right?
Yeah, cleaning. And then we have our team of realtors, like, Dolores mentioned as well, too. Sometimes we're having 5 realtors because we have the lead agents and then we have the ones that are still training.
So the lead agents, so the senior agents, basically, they
Yeah.
would take on the newer agents, so that always the newer agents have someone with them.
it's a mentorship
Nice.
It's a
program.
mentorship program
Cool.
because you know what, you have to be careful. You can
Yeah.
get sued in this business really quickly, right? Got to be careful and mentor them. Like it's one thing to go to a team and see things from afar, but it's one thing to actually get involved with the deals and see what happens.
Yeah.
You're learning a whole different way. I know I
sure.
learned that way, right?
And are these,
Hands-on.
so these things that you brought in-house, so staging, contracting, cleaning, do you find your profitability has increased by bringing stuff in-house versus outsourcing?
So, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
And having that accessibility as well, too, where I'm not waiting, on someone else's schedule. Like I can look at our calendar while I'm sitting with our client and say, yep, our stager can be there tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm not having to wait and
But
call
also,
someone
yeah,
else. And
it also helps to have the contractor a part of us because it calling a contractor off the street and bringing them in at the timing you need it, at the price you want it,
that's right.
right? And we should mention, this is all included.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing over and above, unless they want to renovate their home, that the client is paying for, right?
Exactly. So this is something that for us that, again, and it protects our clients so that they're not being taken advantage of. They're not being told, oh, it's going to cost, $20,000 for this. And we're like, hold on a second. We can do this and we can do it for, half the price, hard cost. And a lot of the times, yeah, we're taking care of the labor. Like to, replace a light fixture or to, caulk something in the bathroom or, trim work. Like that's something that's easy. We can facilitate all of
Landscaping,
that.
any of that, it's all part of it, right?
Yeah, your son's
Yeah.
mowing the lawn.
Yeah, listen, it is what it is. Everybody, rolls up their sleeves, but again, having it with the family kind of thing, it's a little
Nice.
bit easier, right?
And we always say, if we can take care of our people in-house, our own staff,
Yeah.
then that's what we're going to do.
Nice. I like it. And then you guys, you find a lot of your business is predominantly from the community? Because I know you guys crushed it in Stouffville, obviously. Number 1 team?
Yep, number one.
Number 1 team. There you go.
Yeah, since
So-
2017.
Is that, like, what are your prospecting methods then? Is it like a farming? Are you
Oh, years
So-
ago.
just
I was
So-
referrals,
Everything.
the events?
It really
Everything.
is
Combination?
Yeah,
Everything,
it has to be
yeah.
a combination because, and I think this is the one thing too, where you have a lot of realtors that are just they're desperate to get into either an area that they live in or that their office is located in, and then they're doing something even for 6 months or for a year, and I'm not getting anything. This is something that is years in the making.
I would say from the very beginning.
Myself,
15 years.
when I joined Dolores, like she was all over the place. Like we had
Yeah.
listings in Woodbridge and in Durham and and Toronto, and we still do. But yes, predominantly is Stouffville. It is York Region, Markham, and again, this is the area that we have chosen because we have our office, and then yes, the events, farming, community. It's just it is a combination.
It's one
of-
thing like to have, okay, so like she's saying, community, events, prospecting, all that, but you have to have the manpower behind it.
and
It's-
organic.
Yeah, and organic, yeah. Like we don't buy leads. I don't do. I'm not gonna go there.
That's like me. I'm the same.
I'm
I'm
not
very
gonna
organic
do
as
that.
well.
Yeah, for me, exactly.
That's
For me,
personality,
too.
right?
Just,
That's another thing too. It's your connections with people, and just really, it's your attitude, right? So much of that just comes. There's no secret sauce here. This is just do the work, be who you are, be a good person, and treat your client the way that you would want to be treated. Like, is this what you would want through your, this is a very stressful time for people, right?
To be honest with you, I think people should be kind of farming each listing they do.
For sure.
Because I find that they try to focus on one area right now, and I think it's a little tough, especially the market we're heading in right now.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you have to,
That's what we're doing. We're prospecting everything. Just sold, just listed.
it's got to be
Open
all.
houses like
It's got to
crazy.
be all because I think that, we're heading into a little bit of tougher times, and
Yeah.
especially in, certain markets.
Yeah.
And when you see too many houses hitting the market and not enough buyers, well,
And you've been in 30 years now, you said?
a long time.
So you've seen the cycles?
I've seen cycles.
Okay, so we'll get into that because I want to get into that later.
Uh-oh.
But for someone looking to start a team, as an example, what's the proper steps they should take? Beginning, solo agent.
So again, solo agent, if you're going to start a team, you're going to, like I said, you're going to have the right people, but you're also going to have to know, you're going to have to be very organized. Like, again, this is something that you can't, and you have to stay consistent with it. You have to have that, and if you're bringing someone in, you're going to have to be able to teach them. You're going to have to figure out what that vision is. You can't just start a team and then just expect, well, everyone knows what they're doing,
So
right?
I think the most important thing for me would be to get an admin first.
Yep.
To help you and organize the day.
Well, one agent, one admin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
And then start from there, and then maybe pull away from showing buyers and have a buyer's agent eventually.
But that buyer's agent also has to be, this is one thing too, we never had on our team. We don't have buyer's agents. Everyone is a listing and a buyer's agent. We don't like to have that.
I don't
that
like to
type of
pull it away
The
because
designation?
No.
yeah,
no.
because I just find that you're just saying buyer's agent. Then when they're trying to list a house, the community will say, "Well, I thought that was a buyer's agent."
Right.
I don't want to.
They're
start
listing
labeling.
homes. They're taking out buyers.
But
they're
yeah,
doing
to
leases.
start, I would say start with the admin. If I could change things, I think I would have done an admin like together when we first started, so that we weren't running
we
with our heads
did.
cut.
We did. We did. We had one agent first, and then we had the admin, and then
Yeah,
that evolved.
that
right.
evolved,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, it's having the right one. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest, because even there was certain times where they didn't want to share. I'm going to put it as blunt as possible. And when you're building a team and you have people that just want to stay where you are and don't have that vision of greatness, then you're not going to be great.
That's the problem.
So taking that step back, like you said, and just being able to know where you're going. And again, just because you take the wrong side at one point doesn't mean you can't get back on track.
I think that's the hardest thing with teams is seeing other people come into the company, and like you said, and actually growing that camaraderie between everybody.
Other people, how like other agents seeing other
Yeah,
agents come in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Because then they
Just
start
they
thinking,
they're now eating the same food.
of course.
So how do you navigate that?
You know what? It's not easy. To be honest, it's not easy. I'll be quite honest with you.
How do you be fair? Like how do you be
To
the
me,
most
I think
fair?
what's fair is if I have newer agents coming onto the team,
Yeah.
they're going to take a little bit of a back seat because my agents have been there by my side. And
And that's the whole thing. There is enough. There is that spin-off business.
there is a lot.
Our
There's
other
too much
agents,
for-
that are working with, 10 listings and they're taking out 20 buyers. How can you facilitate that? How can you go door knocking and do all these other things?
Yeah.
So having that additional realtor on that listing gives them
and
a
it's
sense
funny.
of purpose.
And it's funny, Matt, and from what I see on my team, the ones that share and don't look at the money and actually be like, you know what, I can get her doing this while I'm working on this and get that.
They get it.
They're the ones making the most.
Yeah.
And they're the ones getting the most recognition in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's that? So you're saying there could be anywhere from 3 to 5 agents per listing?
Yeah.
Let's just say there's
Well, automatically there's always myself
always
and
me.
Dolores.
okay. So and then you have the senior
Minimum
agent,
4.
Yeah.
and then you have the new agents, right?
Correct.
So how is that? Is everyone guaranteed a piece?
Yes.
How does that work?
100%. So, and again, this is where, and I'll use a couple of our agents, Lindsay and Vanessa. So they've actually taken on one of our newer agents, Valerie, and they said, we want her to work with us on all of our deals, all of our listings. So now they've created their own team. And then in terms of, designations and all these other things, so say, for example, if Vanessa has sold, 3 listings on a particular street, I'm not going to go and give it to Catherine. So there's certain areas and communities that they have been farming that they've had certain listings throughout the years. So we're cognizant of that. We're not just going to give it to the other realtor who just joined the team and
This
didn't
person's been
contribute to
farming
those.
that area for,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of that does work on repeat referral. clients that have referred now another client. And if it was Catherine and Lisa that were helping them, then of course that's going to go to Catherine and Lisa. So our team trusts us.
But back to Lindsay and Vanessa with Val. So Val is like basically their support system on the back end, right? So that they can get what needs to be done on that listing.
Yeah, they know paperwork's going to be done, listings
Yeah.
are going to be uploaded. They, even though our office will do it, our All-Stars office,
But we're very OCD.
they
Yeah.
want to do everything themselves.
So, but let's break like a scenario down. So you have, because I think it's cool, because I just can see things, and some of these questions are from me because
Nice,
I'm building and adding agents now, but I want to keep it fair, right? And also, like, so are you kind of hedging in a way where it's like everyone's getting a small piece of the pie, like guaranteed almost?
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of making money together?
Of course.
So how does that work with the tiers? If there's like a senior and the new agent, are the senior agents making more?
No. So they can, yes, absolutely. In terms of
Off of one deal.
Off of that one deal. So let's say, for example, there is the senior agent, and again, she's the one who decides what that other agent's going to get.
Okay.
If that agent's
So-
working hard, they're going to get more.
She may give her 50% of her split. She's like, she's done everything. I'm gonna give it to her.
So it's
or you
case
know
per
what?
case.
It is.
That's why I
it
say
can
in
Okay.
gray,
Yeah.
right?
I see.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you make it black and white and that agent's working really hard, then they're going to feel like, well, you know what? Like, I worked really hard. Like, maybe.
Sometimes it's a flat fee. Sometimes it's a percentage. We like
Yeah.
to work with the percentages, just easier.
And it depends on what they're doing too, right? If they're just doing, more back end stuff and not so much in the field or taking someone out for months on
And then
end,
from that
right?
listing, if there's a buy or if there's a lease that's associated to that, then that helper then could potentially end up making something a little bit more on that side.
So they're
So-
growing their business.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, I did this many years ago, but I didn't get paid.
I know,
So when I
exactly.
first got my license, I was helping other
Yeah.
realtors, but
We were
I
begging.
I
Can
didn't
you
get
give us a
nothing.
listing in
So I mean,
Stouffville,
like the
right?
fact that you're
Were you
getting
on
a-
their team though?
no team,
You're
no.
just
Back
helping.
then there was no teams. No.
Okay,
I
okay.
was just-
But I will say, when we were growing the team, that was what was happening. We didn't have the funds. We weren't able because we were investing so much into the business. Remember, we've always had an office. That was one thing that was really important to us. Was that once we were going, we had an office. We got shushed a lot. We got kicked out at one point.
We're Italian. We're loud. Well, I'm Italian. She's Portuguese.
I'm Portuguese. It's the same thing. We make a lot of noise, and then going into the
You
office.
make a
and-
lot of noise. I just follow suit.
and then everyone's poking in. So what are you guys doing today? What's happening? I'm like, way too many distractions.
Yeah.
So then we ended up having a smaller space. It was like 1,000 square feet, a little small office in Stouffville. And then we ended up buying, this bigger one. And then we ended up buying
Well, this
the
bigger one. This bigger one is two industrial units, right?
two.
Okay.
It was 2 units.
yeah.
And now we have the third office
Nice.
because guess what? Having sometimes 30 people still in the 3,000 square foot office, there's a lot
Well, I'm
happening.
gonna do one more office, but it won't be here in Canada.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
That's my goal.
Is that some expansion talk?
Possible.
Uh-oh.
like it.
Now she's opened up the can of worms.
Florida expansion.
Yeah. How did you know it's
I
the
just
F
know.
word?
You can smell it, eh?
Yeah.
Come
I
to
can smell the ocean.
Oh, yes.
come to
yeah.
Marco Island.
Yeah, they're already making plans.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Leslie, Bridget, they're signing their passports. Sandra. So yeah, and then some, going back to that, sometimes it is community. So I have Christy and I have Laura that live in Ballantrae. So they're doing a lot of farming. They're doing a lot of their own events.
That's why we bought Ballantrae, because
Right.
we didn't want these agents. It's wintertime. They can have a hub right there, right?
So we're getting calls from these events. They're like, oh yeah, I met some of your team members. I'm not going to go and give that to another agent. That goes to them. They're putting in the work, right? So
Put in
again,
the work, but yes, you're right. In terms of how it works, the newer agents just have to kind of push the way
Yeah.
those other agents did.
Oh, well, look at Heather. She ended up meeting somebody at the Stouffville Market. Guy comes up to her and he's like, listen, there's a property I'm looking at. Can you help me? Here's the listing. She's like, yeah, I can. Can you take me
How
tomorrow?
did he know she was an agent?
Oh,
so
we don't-
we
we
were
have
there
our-
at the Stouffville Market. We had a nice little tent.
I
and
see.
Oh, yeah, we're
our
at our events.
paraphernalia,
And he bought it?
He did.
Oh, there you
she
go.
did,
Yeah,
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
in, I don't know where it was, Wilkinson, somewhere where the
As far
beach
it was
is.
on,
Yeah.
it was on water.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Water.
So
There
then
was water there.
So the role of you two on a day-to-day, what does that look like?
Well, that's a very good question. Bickering, food? No, I'm joking. No, we don't bicker.
I was going to say,
no,
yeah.
we don't.
Well, it
Honestly,
is talking about food. Yeah, there's a lot
honestly,
of
I
that.
would say the day is just supporting the agents. The business is a big chunk of it. The marketing. So Sonya overlooks all the. I have to say, when it comes to the marketing, it's not me. FYI, it's her. Very nice and the agents. So I support a lot of the agents if they have any questions, and my phone's on all the time.
We're going to listing appointments. We're going
Yeah,
to
we're
videos.
still doing that. Oh yeah, every video we're there.
Content
pretty
video.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Every.
You're not working buyers anymore.
No, that was
Okay.
a long
No,
time.
even family.
So just
members.
listing appointments, and then you kind of give it to the team, and they kind of take it
Yeah,
over.
even family,
Nice.
like even right down
So closing
to
and
family.
then
Right.
laying it off
and honestly,
and building.
the
Yeah.
agents are doing all the negotiating when it comes
Nice.
to the offers. If a realtor calls us, oh, I'm interested at Church Street or what have you, I'll get one of the lead agents to give you a call back. All the information's always in the brokerage remarks. So we try to do what we can when it comes to that. But again, our role is client services. When our client calls us from Church Street, we want to make sure that we're accessible. We want to make sure that they can get us.
There's so much behind the scenes that happens that I don't think the general public even knows. That's why, even adding Ben here, who is our videographer,
Ben.
photographer, that was a big addition this year. So having him there, it's a huge plus, not only for the team, but for our clients.
Yeah.
If I wanted to reshoot that house 10 times, I can. If I want to do 10 videos on that house, I can.
Yeah.
So
Service.
Yeah.
Right? That's service.
Big time. Okay, so let's jump into the industry as a whole now. And where we went through a shift last year. I think a lot of lessons learned and things like that. And then the third year question. Just your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, where do you see things are starting to change fast and faster and faster and faster? Where do you see the industry headed?
with this current government or a new government?
Oh, no.
Well,
I'll be quiet.
Let's.
So I can honestly say that I'm a little bit, I would say we have to keep an eye on what's happening with inventory. I worry about what's happening. I've been getting a ton of calls on people that just can't afford their homes and the mortgages on them.
We saw that, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt,
no.
but we saw this in 2023.
This is way worse.
And we told everyone, you think 2023 is going to be bad? 2024, where were we 4 years ago? We were in 2020, the beginning of the pandemic. And what was happening? They were giving away money. So they were lowering interest rates, with the Bank of Canada, and people were locking in. We knew that 2024 and 2025, these are going to be, people are going to have to renew.
So
and they can't afford it when it's going up 75%.
in 2008, when the market came down, prices came down. I know because I bought my house then, and the rates were hovering around 5% back then. So that's a different market because I was able to attain a 3-car garage home for $550,000. You're buying that 3-car garage home for maybe $2.5 million. So I just worry about the attainability. I really worry about the next generation. I really worry because it was different for us. You know what I mean? We were able to attain at such lower prices. The prices have to come down. I think if
I
there's
know, but if they come down, then what happens to that person who did buy high? And this has always been my concern.
I don't know.
Is it fair for the person who paid $1.2 million for a townhome now to sell for $1 million because they have to? So now they've just lost $200,000. So this is where it's yeah.
my
I don't
biggest
wanna
worry
be
now is
doom and gloom
what's
here, but-
happening with commercial property. Okay, so commercial property, I worry about, what's going to happen. The capital gains thing that came in. Okay. Most people right now are going to be looking at, okay, where can I park my money, especially businesses? Well, they might not park in Canada. So if these big companies leave and these commercial properties start folding or closing down and moving somewhere else, and we have vacant industrial properties or commercial properties, that's going to trickle down to residential. Absolutely. Job losses and stuff. So where do I think? I think that we're going to have to hold on tight until the end of 2025. That's what I feel. And I think once the rate starts coming down, that people can breathe a little bit. I don't think we'll ever be back at the 2. I think they're going to hover at the low 4s. And
and we don't want to be at 2%.
no, because it'll
that's
just
not-
spike. We have too many people coming into the country, so it's only going to shoot up the market again, right? So again,
people are coming, but people are leaving. As
Yeah,
well.
exactly. So you're replacing one with the other, and we don't even really know what those immigration rates really are, right? They say, but I don't know. And I don't know if those are people that are purchasing necessarily, right?
Yeah.
So that is our concern: is who are buying these properties, and yes, the affordability. So I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is because we're really having to clean up mess here. And again, we saw this back in 2016,
we saw this,
2017,
but
right?
not to this degree. So as soon as
No.
Kathleen Wynne, I think
Was that rate, was an
it
announcement?
was like a light switch that went off. Everything went quiet, and we were literally helping. I don't even know how many people.
Well, it
People
was
were
a
losing-
disaster.
it
What
was
announcement
hard.
was this?
when they came in with the foreign
Yeah.
tax.
And it wasn't really even.
Was this in 2017?
2017, yes.
17.
That's when I got my first listing.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you? Of course,
Signed the
hardest mark.
listing the day before the
April.
the news came out
Yeah.
with an offer night. I was so excited.
Yeah. And
The
no one-
light switch,
Yep.
the news
Happened.
happened.
Yep.
The lights turned off, dead.
There
was
was a few
crazy.
things
Yeah.
that happened. I can't recall my brain.
No, but there's a few
but there was a
things.
few things that happened right at all at once. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we don't have a crystal ball in real estate. All we can do is guide our clients as best as we possibly can and just do a great job for them every step of the way. But again, there's exterior factors that can change the market and just
In a minute. So those are things that we can't control. So when the client's upset or whatever, the house is not sold, these are things we can't control.
But the only thing that will sell a property at the end of the day is price.
Yeah, price.
That's
Price and presentation.
Yeah,
price
for
of
sure.
presentation. Yeah,
100%.
sometimes when I
Yeah.
see these listings, there's a listing, $4 million. And again, pictures taken with iPhone, and there was like just thing. I don't understand this.
Well,
So
you have
to do a good job.
the most expensive thing in your life, your home, your property, and then
Yeah.
you're leaving it to that. No, that would drive me.
No.
I agree. There's some BS out there, and then there's quite a lot of questions around that. Like how and why. But
I know.
What
we don't want to
is-
get censored here and ruffle some feathers, do we?
we can.
Oh, great.
Remember,
Yeah.
we're European. Anything.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
got
I'm
a
on-
lot going
all
on
of
here.
it.
I'm also European. I'm on the same page. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah,
What-
there's no filter. Our parents never had that. Why do we?
It's true.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
What's next for Dolores Trentadue Group?
For TTG, what's next for us? So it's going to be open up. Yeah, that Ballantrae office.
So Ballantrae, yeah, right now we're in the
yeah.
midst of opening. Well, we're just building an amazing. I won't even call it a garage. It's going to be like
Yeah.
it's going to be like a party hub, and that'll be nice. It'll
Yeah.
be fun.
You're going to put in a swim spa for me, right?
Yeah, and we're going to invite Matt to the
Yeah,
grand
that's
opening.
awesome.
Yes, I love it.
Perfect. Yeah. Lots of food.
Invite that guy with the Gucci shoes and Maserati.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, that guy. I
Oh,
hope you're
that
watching
guy.
this.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
love for you to come to my office.
Oh boy, maybe that's for another segment.
You feel free to share that story. I think it's.
Yeah, no, I got a call. What day was
On
that?
the weekend. It was
It was
on the weekend.
yeah.
You're at home.
Some,
Saturday.
Yeah, some gentleman from Toronto, realtor, called and said basically, I'm calling about such and such a house. I want to know the price you have there. Like, what do they want? And he was talking really quickly, so I couldn't. So I'm being cool. I said, look, I don't know. I can have the lead agent give you a call. And he's like, well, I drive a Maserati and I have Gucci shoes, so I can negotiate that price way less than where it's at right now. Like, so rude.
That's insane.
And
what
then-
were you wearing?
I was wearing Adidas flip-flops, and I'm like, well, I'm wearing my sliders, so I don't care what you're wearing.
And I'm cooking
And I'm
some
cooking.
pasta.
I'm here. I'm making dinner. I don't know what you want. And then he said,
man.
what did he say?
You
Oh,
must
yes.
be.
He called. He said to me, you must be an old hag in the industry. Are you serious? I'm 46. Okay, there. I said, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
and you've been in the industry since you were
and
16.
and then I said, yes, I am an old hag, and then click.
yeah.
That's insane.
So,
Isn't it-
But, and I have
Yeah.
to say, it was a
It was a predominant, like it's supposed to be, very, a good brokerage.
yeah.
But this
I won't say
ego-
who the brokerage is.
You don't know, and we don't know the name
no,
either.
I
We don't
but-
want to
won't
go
go
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Because
still,
this
still.
is an
It's the-
individual, right?
It's not
And
the brokerage,
For sure.
right? It's the
But
individual, but
it's
it's
fancy
that
pants.
fancy. At the end of the day, like when I got my license, I was kissing other realtors' butts. You can censor that.
You could say but.
Yeah, but
You can
so
say
there we go. So
And
there.
ass.
So okay, I like him. So
Wow.
yeah, back then and even now, like I'm never rude to anybody. Those who know me, I will always be. Like this
Professional,
is not even a
answer your phone,
always because
collaborate.
God knows you might have a listing that I have a buyer for, and I might have a listing you have a buyer for. So we don't ever want to cross those bridges in a wrong way. I want to be able to say, you know what? I have a connection. Matt has that listing. I'm
Yeah,
going to call him up. Don't
My favorite
worry, I
thing.
got
I
it.
lo- I
Of
leverage that all the
course.
time.
And
All
when the
class,
client
Matt
here-
did the same
It's
thing when
classy.
he had a listing, yeah.
It's classy, but there's a lot of realtors out there that don't play nice. And why? Why?
And this
Yeah.
is why we continue speaking at certain levels. I think we met at No Agent Left Behind the first time,
Yes.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
with Virginia at Buzz Conference,
Yeah.
a few other times, just
Love
crossing
Virginia.
paths, and and yes, and me and Dolores, we kind of stay under the radar, and it's we've watched this whole cycle, and yes, 30 years in the industry here, and we love seeing
Just be normal.
new talent,
Honestly.
absolutely new realtors, but yes, be normal. Like this
Take
is
it down a notch.
It's,
That's all it comes down to. Like we're not all selling sunset here. We're just doing a good job for our clients. Yeah, okay, the industry has a little bit of prestiginess to it. Yeah, absolutely. But at what point do we say, hey, you know what, we're in it together, as
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And we went to a listing appointment a couple weeks ago, and you know, you guys, I wasn't there. You guys, it was my daughter's birthday, but you said that the husband walked in and he's like, you know, I don't like you guys.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God,
and she's
he
like,
was
what did you mean by that? You realtors. You
Yeah,
guys,
he hated realtors. He
this is-
went after us. Ooh,
What do you say?
he was just
he says, you
angry.
guys are egotistical.
Yeah,
You
he's like,
charge
"You
too
guys-
much money.
well,
you
you
just care
guys-
about yourselves.
Well, he was just saying some pretty nasty things, and I'm like, listen, first of all, I am not one of those people. If I'm telling you not to sell your house, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't need your listing. I'm going to
Yeah.
be blunt. Like, it is what it is. But if I can help you, I'm going to help you. If I can't help you, I can't help you. But he was just and actually he owns a marketing company, and he's like, I market to realtors, so I know who you guys are. So it was very
It's
condescending, but you know
Yeah.
what? I get it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, who knows what he's dealing with,
Yeah, it's
right?
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But I told him, I said, you know, give my team a chance, and I will change your perspective on realtors, because that's just not me. I grew up from a family that, you know what, my father said, you know, work hard, do good, never hurt anybody,
Yeah.
go to bed at night, close your eyes, and go and sleep peacefully.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want no problems. I don't want no
Yeah.
trouble. So
And this is why we continue doing what we do is just because we want to have that. We want to have that, you know, that collaboration that where you can call and you can have, it's not, you know, what are your clients looking for? And it's like, okay, let's have a conversation here where it's not like, well, put it on paper, click.
no.
Yeah,
How many times have
yeah.
you heard that?
Um,
Why can't they pick up the
No,
phone?
don't get me
Actually, a
started.
couple days ago, we got an offer. The agent
Oh,
never
yeah.
called us.
Yeah.
Called us literally 3 minutes before it expired. Not me, one of the agents on the team, Bridget, and said, "Oh, did you get my offer? No. Did you call me? Like, pick up the phone."
no, it's the worst. I can't.
I mean,
can't.
if
You-
you
And then-
can't communicate with people, you're in the
De-
wrong industry.
Deals can happen very smoothly. I just did
Yeah.
one 2 days ago. Me and the other agent were like exact same page. Like the negotiation was the easiest thing in the world. My clients are happy. Her clients are happy.
Everyone's
done.
happy.
Yesterday, negotiating another listing. The guy tells me, okay, you know what? I can get my clients here, here, here. Let me know if that works. I work with my clients to exactly that. I call him. I said, perfect. I'm like, I have it signed. Even better.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is. It's signed in your inbox. Just accept
Perfect.
it. He calls me back.
Oh,
Okay, my clients
no.
actually don't want to do that. I spoke to them.
Oh.
So I'm like, were you telling me did you confirm with your client? Because now I just got my guys
I know.
all,
That's the worst.
all pumped and thinking we're going to make a deal here. And you didn't even actually know.
Wow.
So I think like communication is like the
It's
most
huge.
important thing, and setting expectation.
And you're gonna
especially
remember-
between agents.
Right.
Because if you're going to come and tell me one thing, but you don't know if your clients actually want to do that, like that's a huge.
So now you're
No,
going to
no.
remember that agent in the future.
I have a shit list.
You have a shit-
You know, okay, that's
He's
still
my
not
kinda
bad
guy.
enough. It's still not bad enough to make the shit list. It's fine because I still got to try and do the deal with him. But there's some really, really bad experiences I've had where now I have a shit list.
But what happens is that realtor doesn't realize, yeah, you're doing, you got this ego to yourself, but you're doing damage to your client.
For sure.
So your client is losing out on all these listings, or all these purchases. Why?
Yeah, who you hire matters.
It
Yeah, yeah.
matters.
This is-
It does.
really
we
does
always,
matter.
we always
does.
say at our listing, you know, every our appointments or presentations, however you want to refer to it, you're not going to be there. So that agent is a representation of you and your house and your property. So again, make sure, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a discount brokerage or whatever it is. It's the person itself.
Yeah.
And make sure, again, when you're dealing with millions of dollars, that you know what kind of conversations that this agent's gonna have in representation of you. And it doesn't matter if they have Gucci shoes, and it doesn't
Oh.
It
matter
doesn't.
if they drive a
It doesn't.
Maserati.
Honestly, what is happening?
I know.
I like Gucci, but like really,
I do.
Now we
you got
don't.
me this belt. Thank you,
Did I buy
friend.
you
You
that?
did.
Aw,
Yeah.
I do love you.
But you guys have been awesome,
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having us.
I know.
of course. Well, for the people out there that want to maybe get in touch or
I'll
look
give you
up,
Dolores' direct
Oh,
number
yeah, of
at
course she
home.
is. No, give yours.
No, I'm
where like
kidding.
Instagram, social media,
Yeah,
where can
yeah,
they find you
yeah,
guys?
Absolutely, we're everywhere. So TTG,
You're the marketing lady, so go ahead.
Yeah, trying to do Torres Group or TTG Realty. We try to keep it simple now.
Nice.
TTGRealty.com.
I like it.
Trying to do was too long.
Yeah,
so.
32.
I like it. Well, thanks guys. You've been
Thank you,
awesome.
Matt.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
And
Matt.
likewise.
It's been fun, and we have an
Sure.
Italy game to catch.
For sure. Let's
Well,
go.
Portugal's going to win, so
No
I don't know why
way.
you guys are
Okay,
even
goodbye
going to
there.
go
Forza
there.
Italia. Goodbye, Portugal.
Forza, Portugal.
And to everyone out there, thank you for always tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you in the next one.